about balance and fear, Matt, I think, came up with it. Does anybody want to add to that?
I would want to say again about balance and fear, as if you would look at fear as something that creates emptiness within a person, like an empty vessel, then you can look to, I wouldn't say balance is a tool to fix that, but you can look to a lot of people try to do it with drugs and alcohol and things like that. They fill up that vessel, they fill up that empty vessel, which has become fear, with all these bad things to try to balance, and they create a toppling effect where it stays unbalanced and it crashes. But you can pick things out and create a balance and throw into that empty vessel, which is fear, and fill it up with goodness and balance it out again. I mean, that's a relationship between balance and fear, right there.
Two comments, one separately on balance, but on fear, I think fear is my teacher. It's not something I want to get rid of using some other.
You can't get rid of fear.
No, and something I'm trying to avoid is when it's there and I'm recognizing it and facing it. I think that's teaching.
Facing it's a good answer. That's being in the meditation. Before you said you were afraid. Well, not really, but that's really where it came from. Of being influenced.
I was afraid of being influenced, but now I think about it, if I go to dig deeper into that, and why am I afraid?
There you go. That's the whole purpose of why we're here. That's why we're doing it. Did you have a question? You keep raising your hand back there. I don't even know if it's gone.
Well, you wanted to say something about balance.
Oh, balance. Okay, balance.
Okay, on the coming of balance, and when you're trying to act in a certain way to achieve balance, let's say. For me personally, sometimes I have a problem with not bringing. I have a problem of bringing my judgment and emotion to this process, and let that get in the way of whatever balance it is.
All right, emotions is a whole key subject here. But when we talk about balance, my question would be to you guys, is there ever such thing as true balance? What is balance? What does that actually mean? If we have these two wars, the United States is here, and we have what's going on right now, and all these two countries, I mean, how can we bring our two ways? So you have a fire nation and you have a steel nation that just don't see eye to eye, right, for whatever that may be. The fire nation thinks that they're right and everything that we did to them in the past was all done and everything should be fine, and this nation doesn't see it that way, and you have all of these, we want all of these politics happening. But you have two different nations, basically, two different elements. So how do you bring balance to that? So is there a true balance, or does balance have to deal, or do you just simply get close to the middle? If you are in your family, whatever your family circle may be, and if you're a person that wants to take care of the children, you want to take care of your husband or your wife, you have your family over here, and if you totally get absorbed into your child, and your child, becomes everything to you, and you kind of lose your whole identity because you're living your life through that child, we'll say, and you start losing your relationship, you start losing things on your job, but you're trying to get back to whatever it is, that's off balance. In other words, now everything becomes that. What has to be in a family unit, you have to always try to find that balance, not by going to one end of the scale or taking something away from that scale to put it in. Balance really means trying to consistently stay in the middle or get close to it. I don't think any one of us, we may feel that there's a time in our life that we have balance. But, come on. You guys have all lost that many, many, many times, right? When I talk about balance in combat, what do I say when you start losing your balance?
Creating a new.
Create new ground, right? Right? So you create a new ground. So you're, again, if I lose my balance, I just make it look good. You know, I'm not trying to get back to where I was because that's already gone. I'm trying to just, I lost my balance, I lost my footing, I'm going to recreate it to find new ground. So I don't think balance really comes into scales. I think that's too aesthetic. Balance comes into more finding your center, but never really truly achieving that, because you never really do. Things are always going to come and knock you off. Things are going to come, you know, you've got to get sucker punched. You know, and how you recover from that punch isn't a way of regaining balance. But that balance is coming close to your center, not really looking at it as a scale. So balance really is your perception of how you're going to deal with the things that are facing you. It's not about, okay, we're going to give this country this, so they start blowing up with this, and we're going to do this, and we all know why we're doing what we're doing. We want oil. And there's people in power that want it. I mean, no matter how far you get away from it, that's the way it's got to go. And we want control, and this control is causing an imbalance in this country. And the things we did before in other countries, you know, we're not the good guys that you think that we are, and we're not the bad guys either. We just have to come closer to the middle. We have to have an understanding. Otherwise, you just got these two people screaming, or this organization screaming and yelling at each other that caused all these innocent people. How many people in this room, I'm just curious, want war? Really want war? How many people want war here in this country? Nobody. Everybody would like to see what Sandra Bullock said. I want world peace. But I really mean I want world peace. You know, after she went through all of that. Nobody here really wants war, and I'm sure it's the same. You're going to have some insane guy who goes, yeah, I want to kill! Right? I kill you! Down with the infidels! You know, you're going to have some crazy people. But even most of those people don't want to see the children go out and get blown up. Come on. Nobody really wants war, but yet we have it.